Today I'm going to be doing my first ever book haul, so I've never done one before and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not very good at talking about books that I haven't actually read though, so this could be interesting. All the books that I'm going to be talking about I bought second-hand, used, apart from one. I think I'll just dive straight in. So this one I picked up in charity shop, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. Martin, and I picked this up because it's small! Yay! But it's actually deceptively bigger than it looks because the writing is really tiny. But still, it's much less intimidating than Game of Thrones, so I'm quite looking forward to this. It's set a century before Game of Thrones. It's like a kind of prequel story, and it's about the young Targaryen prince who becomes a squire of a man called Sir Duncan the Tall, and their cool kind of duo name is Dunk and Egg, which I really appreciate. This one just sounds quite light-hearted and fun, and hopefully less gory than Game of Thrones, so quite looking forward to it. The next book that I got is Lost Boy by Christina Henry, and this one's really floppy. Look how satisfying that is. I could do this all day. Yes, this is Lost Boy by Christina Henry, and this one I basically picked up because Peter Pan. I believe this book is told from the point of view of Captain Hook when he was a child as a lost boy, possibly. I don't actually know. I'll read you the blurb though. It says, "There is one version of my story that everyone knows, and then there is the truth. Once I loved a boy called Peter Pan. Peter brought me to his island because there were no rules and no grown-ups to make us mind. He brought boys from the other place to join in the fun, but Peter's idea of fun is sharper than a pirate's sword. He wants always to be that shining sun that we all revolve around. He'll do anything to be that sun. Peter promised we would all be young and happy forever. Peter will say I'm a villain, that I wronged him, that I never was his friend. Peter lies." And that just sounds proper cool to me. I've read quite a few books that are kind of alternative tellings of Peter Pan, sequels, prequels, all those kind of things. And I really appreciate the ones that are kind of a little bit dark, because Peter Pan is a pretty dark story. There's a lot of kind of subtext to it, and this one just sounds pretty fun. I haven't read any of Christina Henry's other books. I believe she's done like a kind of similar thing with Alice in Wonderland and The Red Queen. I'm not really sure, but yes, looking forward to that one. The next one that I've got, I'm probably looking forward to the most, I think. It's called The Clocks in This House All Tell Different Times by Zan Brooks, and this it's a bit intimidating. It's quite big, but the blurb just sounds like completely my thing, so I'll read it to you. Summer 1923, the modern world. Orphaned Lucy Marsh climbs onto the back of an old army truck and is whisked off to the woods of North London, a land haunted by the past where lost souls and monsters conceal themselves in the trees. In a sunlit clearing, she meets the Funny Men, a quartet of disfigured ex-soldiers named after Dorothy's companions in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here are the loved and the damaged, dark forests and darker histories, and the ever-present risk of discovery and violent retribution. And that ticks so many of my boxes already that I'm so excited for this book. I haven't actually heard much about it. I think it was somebody I watch pulled it quite a while ago, but I haven't heard anything about it since. So I don't know if they liked it, and I don't know if anyone else has read it. So if you've read this book, I would love to talk to you, especially after I've read it, because it sounds proper exciting. The next book that I've got is the only book that I bought new. It's called The Huntress Sky by Sarah Driver, and is the sequel to Sea by Sarah Driver. And these are really beautiful covers. Look at them. And I love the foiling. And so this book, I can't really tell you much about it because it's totally spoilery for the first book. But basically the first book is really cool. It's about this world where people are divided about where they live, between the land and the sea and possibly the sky, I'm guessing, as well. And there's cool magic that's like whale song that you can visually see, and everybody's called by an animal name, and it's just really fun kids book. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's a bit thicker than the other one, I think, so a bit more meatier. Looking forward to seeing where the story goes. It's got a kind of quest-seeking sort of story to it, but there's lots of really imaginative things around it, so I'm quite looking forward to this one as well. The next two that I've got I'll talk about together because they are a book 1 and a book 2, and they are A Letter for the King by Tonke, Dragt and The Secrets of Wildwood. These two are kind of like fantasy, I think, kind of swords and medieval, I think. I don't know. These were originally published in the 60s in Dutch, and they've now been republished in English translation, and they got a really, really cool map, which in this one especially I will show you. It's really cool. Look at that. So I'm looking forward to that. I do love a good map in a book, but I don't know much about these either. A young messenger, a secret mission, a kingdom in peril. When Thierry answers a desperate call for help, he finds himself on a perilous mission that could cost him his life. He must deliver a secret letter to the king who lives across the great mountains, a letter upon which the future of the entire realm depends. So yeah, but yeah, it sounds pretty kind of like mainstream fantasy, quite interesting. These are quite big books, so they're a little bit daunting, but it's a children's book, so I need to get over that, really. I don't know much about this one, but it's a sequel, so I'm not going to read the back because maybe spoilers. The next book that I got is one that I've heard about called Pantomime by Lamm, and I think the only thing I really know about this book is there's a circus and a gender fluid character, but that's about all I know, so I will read the back. In a land of lost wonders, the past is stirring once more. Jean's life resembles a debutante's dream, yet she hides a secret that would see her shunned by the nobility. Jean is both male and female, then she displays unwanted magical abilities, last seen in mysterious beings from an almost forgotten age. Matters escalate further when her parents plan a devastating betrayal, so she flees home dressed as a boy. The city beyond contains glowing glass relics from a lost civilization. They call to her, but she wants freedom, not mysteries. So reinvented as Micah Gray, Jean joins the circus. As an aerialist, she discovers the joy of flight, but the circus has a dark side. She's also plagued by visions foretelling danger. A storm is howling from the past, but will she heed its roar? And that just sounds really, really cool. I really love a good circus story. I'm reading one at the moment, actually, but this one especially sounds pretty cool. I've heard a lot of praise about it, but it's quite quiet praise. I don't know. I think more people should be talking about this book. But look, the cover is beautiful. I just love the simplicity of it. It's just, look at that. It's proper pretty. Probably be one I pick up pretty soon, I think. The last book that I've got is Purge Collection, Armour by Kinsella, published by Picador Poetry. And I don't think I've actually read any of John Kinsella's poetry. I did have a flip through in the charity shop where I bought this book, and I quite liked his style, so I will see how that goes. I love the design on the front, and he's an Australian poet, and he writes about spiritual stuff, political stuff. Lyric protest is a good word, a good phrasing, I think. So I'm looking forward to this quite a lot, and I think that's about it. I think that's all I've got for book haul. So this is just a quick video from me. I think it's my birthday in a couple of weeks, so I possibly will get some more books then, and maybe I can do another book haul. I've never had enough all at once to do a book haul before, so it's quite exciting. Let me know what you've been reading or what you're enjoying at the moment, whether you have any good expectations for your September reads, whether you've already read a good book already, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Hello, 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 hello.